Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Deep Dive Podcast. This is episode 25. Tonight we have Rob and Teresa from the historic Commercial Hotel on with us. It is great. We will get talking to them here in just a moment. Upcoming appearances on Deep Dive Podcast. Sunday night we are going to have the Tennessee Shadow Chasers. That will be at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central. And then Wednesday, June 17th, we have Spectro Paranormal on at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central. So next week is definitely going to be earlier shows. So make sure you guys catch those. Patriot is watching. Hello. But yeah, so you guys be watching for those upcoming shows. We've had a lot going on. We actually, yeah, we have a lot going on. ESP couple is here as well. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. So, welcome, Robin, Teresa. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us on.
Oh,
Yes.
our pleasure.
So, the historic commercial hotel. But I don't know about y'all, but I really like their location. Um, and then Patriots shouting out ESP because y'all are one big happy little group. Um, but anyway, um, the historic and haunted commercial hotel is located in Osceola, Missouri. It is a quaint little town. And when you drive by it off of the highway, for the longest time, I thought that was it. I didn't realize that you actually drove back through and you found like the actual downtown and stuff. Um, it was a cool little thing. So when we got down there, we met Rob and Teresa. Well, we met Teresa, and she gave us a tour of the location. And these guys are super adamant about the historical aspect of the hotel, which is really, really great. And I love that. Um, why don't you guys tell us a little bit more about your location and that part of it?
Sure. The historic commercial hotel, as it sits today, was plotted in 1867 and opened for business in 1868. Prior to that, it was two log cabins that faced each other with a walkway in between. And in September of 1861, during the Civil War, the Jayhawkers came and ransacked Osceola. It was one of the most devastated communities in that fight. Three houses remained, right? Three houses remained. And right away, they wanted to get the hotel open. So the gentleman that was building the hotel actually ran it out of his home for a short bit because there was a lot of commerce coming in from the trains and from the ferries that came in right behind the hotel in the river. So opened in 1868. We've had many famous and infamous guests. President Truman stayed at the hotel 3 times. He had friends in the area, and so he would come and stay here, and they got to go spend a weekend at the White House. They were pretty excited about that. Tom Mix, who was a country Western actor, stayed at the hotel. He was good friends with Wyatt Earp. He was Wyatt's pallbearer, and he gave John Wayne his entrance into Hollywood. Of course, Jesse James, Frank Cole, and many of the youngers stayed here at the hotel. They had specific rooms that they preferred because of the line of sight to the courthouse and a well-positioned tree by his window, so he could hop out and get across the swing bridge and hide for as long as he needed to. Frank and Cole came back after their infamous days, their rowdy days, and they were trying to run a legitimate business. So they had a sideshow, and they brought that to Osceola. And so we have a postcard and picture of them standing in the doorway of the commercial. What am I forgetting? Sally Rand. How do you forget Sally Rand? She's a spicy girl, and she lived uh, just east of Osceola. Her family did. She was a burlesque feather dancer, and she was infamously known for being arrested twice in the same day for riding back through the Chicago Main Fair for their World Fair. So we've had some characters for sure. We try to model each room after some of our guests, or important places like the Dam Room, which is where we are today. Carolyn Grimes also has a room. She grew up here after her parents passed away, and we've been lucky enough to host a meet and greet a few times for her, and that was a great experience. So all sorts of history in and around Osceola. So it's great for history buffs for sure.
Okay.
And for those people who don't know who Carolyn Grimes is,
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets her wings. She played Zuzu in It's a Wonderful Life. She had many other roles, but that's the one that's near and dear to my heart. And so she has a room upstairs here at the commercial. And she's an angel. She's just the nicest lady.
Cool.
It's got a lot of her movie memorabilia. She was in a lot of movies with
Yeah.
a lot of big name actors like Cary Grant and all that stuff. I mean, when she was younger, just looking at her resume of the actors she worked with is crazy. So, when she came, she signed a bunch of stuff and gave us pictures and of her experience and life throughout her movie career. So
That's cool.
it was just really neat. She's a great woman.
That's cool.
that is. So Patriot says Teresa spit in the history. The history of the area is so cool. Sally is a naughty girl and super spicy.
She is super spicy. Her room is a little, I don't think it's risque, but we've had a couple people that thought it was a little risque. We have some I don't know that I would call it lingerie. They're undergarments that are hung tastefully, and then a showgirl costume in her room. So
1930s.
I stayed in there.
So
yeah,
probably regular summer wear nowadays.
true.
Okay.
Yeah, I stayed in the Sally Rand room. Slept like a baby.
Good.
Yeah. So, what got you interested in wanting to get the commercial hotel?
We actually we came here on vacation. So we're originally from Northern Iowa. Rob lived here over by Monaga for a short time in the 80s.
During
Yep.
the farm crisis, 86, Dad got laid off from the John Deere's foundry in Waterloo and moved down here. Dad
Okay.
did some walk-in, and then we just spent a year down here while he was laid off. And I fell in love with it. I would have been 10th grade, so, just out in the woods having fun and just doing goofy stuff, and just thought, man, what a wonderful life to raise kids in.
Yeah.
So we packed up and come down here to
Okay.
get my big city
Yeah.
BS and
Yeah,
have
we
fun down here.
had come for vacation just to visit his aunt and uncle. I was I liked to watch all of the haunted shows
Yeah.
that were on, and so Rob thought he would surprise me and book me a night at a haunted hotel. So he Googled and found the commercial, and he called, and it kept ringing, but nobody ever answered. And so when we came, we left the kids at his uncle's house, and we came into town and found the commercial, and it was for sale. And so we got nosy. We called the realtor, who happened to be just a couple doors down, and she came to give us a tour. And at that time, we had no intention of buying it. We just wanted to be nosy, which really isn't our nature either. But we called Danetta, who is a gem, and so she came over, walked over, and gave us the tour. And as she's giving us the tour of the building, Danetta kept saying, the structural engineer has been through, and it's safe. The structure is safe. The floors are safe because she had not been loved in a really long time. And when you first walk in, it was a little startling because it was in really bad shape. But as she was giving the tour, she was talking about the history of Osceola and the history of the hotel. And the more she talked, the more we could see what she was and what she could be. And so we got back in the car and I was like, I want to buy the hotel. And I thought we were still just on vacation brain. And so I was like, yeah, that'd be great. And then we got home and unloaded the car after about a 7-hour drive and went to his parents' house. And his dad, Ron, was an entrepreneur through and through. And so he thought that's a great idea. And so we started figuring out how we were going to do it. I was kind of a stick in the mud and I didn't want to take on another mortgage. And so trying to use my adult brain, I said, if we can come up with the cash, we can put in the offer. And so it took a few days to figure out how we were going to do that. And we called Danetta, Rob called Danetta and gave her an offer that was below asking. And she said, that somebody had put an offer in at asking price, but she asked what it was that we wanted to do. And so Rob said, we want to open it back up as a hotel. And she said, I'm going to take that to the owners. And the people that put in the asking price offer wanted to take the building down. And so the owners accepted our offer under asking price because our intent was to refurbish and get her open. So
Cool.
It worked out fabulously.
Cool.
So that was 2009, and Rob worked on it long weekends. We'd come down, glorified camping with the kids. And then in 2011, I decided that we just needed to go. So I came back from a meeting at the school and told Rob, you do what you got to do to get ready to go. I'm going to do what I got to do. And our kids will start school in Osceola next school year. So we ramped it up a little bit, but it was the best thing that we've ever done, besides our kids, of course.
Awesome. And Patriot says, thank goodness you were all nosy Nancy's. For sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Tim, do you have any questions?
A whole lot. So I've never been there. I really want to come there. I mean, I've driven by it many times. I used to go to Branson with another paranormal group. Never paid much attention driving there. I just get there and get home type thing. So, and the Tom Mix to John Wayne thing. I live in Winterset, Iowa. Okay.
Oh, there you go. John Wayne's home.
Yeah. That's where I live. I was born. John Wayne and I have the same thing in common. We were born in the same town. Other than that, that's about all it goes. But anyway,
Tom hired him as a light guy on the crew for his movies. And that's just Tom just took that over, or John took that over, and kind of got his foot into acting. Here we are.
He the story that we heard, unsubstantiated, but I share it because I think it's cool, is that Tom Mix introduced John Wayne to Wyatt and asked Wyatt if he could mimic him in the way that he walked and talked. Because in John Wayne's eyes, Wyatt Earp was the end-all be-all of cowboys. And Wyatt gave him permission to do that. So we get the John Wayne today is the lore that we were told. And yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I need to come down and look through your stuff because I'd be down there all day long. But I'm fascinated with history. I'm a very huge history buff. You talk about the Civil War, log cabins in the Civil War that were there. That's so interesting. And then the Jayhawkers coming in, and I don't know what they were up to, but I'm curious why, when, and how, and why did you figure out your hotel was haunted?
Um,
Yeah.
so I don't know that I knew that she was haunted, but um, I felt a connection to her right away, and then Rob had an experience um,
So, yeah.
in Sally Rand's room in 2010. So he had been working on the hotel for about a year. And Sally Rand's room was the only room that was set up and livable. And so that's kind of where everybody would stay when we would come for long weekends. And so he came down, and I'll let him tell his story.
So I'd stay in that room, come down for a long weekend to work in the building. I slept in the room. In the middle of the night, I'm a real light sleeper, and I felt like the blanket starting to be pulled up, sleeping on my stomach, felt the blanket starting to be pulled down. I'd have the blankets up by my shoulder, and they're starting to pull down. I feel them just keep on slowly moving, and I'm thinking in my head, out gravity. So I just turn around to grab the blanket to pull it back up, and I know more than got halfway to the blanket, and I just got forcibly pushed down, face down into the bed. And I'm sitting there
Wow.
trying to push up. I can't get up. And, all of a sudden, it just lets me go. And I spin around. I don't see anything anywhere. My blankets are down almost above my knee area. That's how far that's down. And I turn around, and man, I'll tell you what, it was middle of the night. I have no idea how much time it was, but I feel like I was just sat in that bed for 2 or 3 hours and just wanted to wait till the daylight come to figure out what's going on. I didn't feel like I need to go look.
Gotcha.
And then just that whole time, after that occurred, I sat in the bed and just listening, and I could hear what sounded like whether it was cowboy boots, high heels, just a hard sole shoes out in the hall. Probably twice I know for sure that I heard something walking up and down the hall. It wasn't a tap tap. It was like,
Okay.
heard it coming in slow, got louder, then slow, lower. So it was walking the whole distance, the hallway there. I mean, our building's only 80 feet tall or 80 feet long. So I'm
Gotcha.
gonna, it's probably got 40 to 50 feet of hallway outside the Sally Rand's room that it can walk. And, a couple times. And I was like, that was my first experience with something like that ever happening. So, I sat there in bed and wait till the sun comes up, and it's Saturday. I still got another day of work before I'm supposed to go back to Waterloo, but I figured I'd call it a short weekend. No need to, I didn't figure out what the hell was going on, honestly.
Sure.
I'm just completely honest, So I packed up, went back north, and I just tried to explain, do a little research, the dream psychosis and all that stuff. I'm like, no, because I never went back to sleep. If it was dream psychosis, I would have woke up from it. And I've never had that experience before or anything similar, and nothing like that ever since. So it's not. So I'm like, no, this dream psychosis just didn't work for me. I wasn't accepting. I'm a very skeptic person. I like to try to figure out why. I try to do it for my own sanity.
And law enforcement at the time. And so he's walked into some pretty scary situations. So for him to all of a sudden be home, and obviously upset about what had happened and trying to figure out what had happened, was a little jarring. And we didn't come back.
No, 2 or 3 months before I'd even come back. And I was used to coming back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just wait 2 or 3 months, just try to, they ain't like that's something I could just walk away from. I knew I'd eventually have to go back down there, but I needed to bring a few people with me when I come back.
So we came back, and we brought my sister. And at the time, we had a Great Dane named Samson. I wanted to bring my sister so she could see why I loved it here so much. And so I came in the building first and just said, we're home. Hi, we're home. I understand this is your home, but it's now also our home, and you are welcome to stay here. But you can't scare us. You can't scare the kids, and you can't scare Rob.
Okay.
everybody got settled into their rooms, and we decided we were going to go to dinner. And we live on the main floor on that right half all the way back, and it's very similar to all of the rooms. So they're all connected by a door. We have a rule that the doors stay open because they tend to close, and that could be because it's a 160-year-old building, or it could be other things. But at 3:00 in the morning, it's jarring. So it's habit. We open a door, we close a door. And so we put Samson in our bedroom, which is the very last room on the northwest side of the hotel. Shut all the doors. We go to dinner. We come back a couple hours later, and I can hear Samson barking. I open all the doors to get back to the bedroom, and he's not in the bedroom. And so I'm hollering. I can still hear him barking. I come out into the hallway through the dining room door, which is almost right across from Sally Rand's door, which is where my sister was staying. And the basement stairs are right next to that door. And my sister said, "Did you find him? Like, I can hear him, but I've not found him." And as we said that, the basement door popped open and Samson came running up the stairs.
Oh, wow.
I said, "Well played. You found the loophole." Very sneaky, but you can't mess with the dogs either. They're family, so they're no messing with the dogs either. So it's been really quiet for a long time.
Wow, cool. So that's interesting to learn that. I know if I come there, I wanted to stay in Jesse Jane's room, but maybe I'll go over to Sally Rand's room and stay there.
Yeah,
Being
that's
a man in Sally Rand's room, sounds like you got some reactivity there. And Teresa, you done the right thing because you set boundaries with the entities that are in your hotel. So you set boundaries with them. That's a good thing to do. It really is. So
we've been here 14 years since then, and I don't feel like there's anything malicious. Since then, there hasn't been a malicious incident since. There's been all kinds of other things, TV, I don't know, prankster kind of stuff, but nothing malicious that was actually just going for fear. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make sure I got my PJs on if I'm sleeping in there.
There you go. Or your brown.
Make sure they're brown.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I'll never know as far as that goes.
That's brown PJs on. So true.
Gotcha. So
when friends and family come to stay, he always tells them, if anything that happens in the middle of the night, there's no need to let everybody know about it. Like, don't wake me up. You live with it.
That's on the introduction. So because we Airbnb too, and that's on the quiet room, I'll just put, we do our introduction and all the stuff. This quiet room, here's all your information. And at the end of it, I just put on there, if you experience something, just remember, we all don't need to lose sleep. I mean, you know what I mean?
Gotcha. I understand. So completely. So it's really interesting that your hotel, did you look any history up? I know you looked up history of the hotel. I got that. But did you look up any other claims before buying it or after buying it about it? Any kind of hauntings going on in the hotel?
I did some research, and I really could only find 2 different other organizations that had been in here for paranormal investigations before we bought it. And of course, after we got acclimated into the community and stuff, the residents would come forward and give us stories and tell us stories. But at the time of the purchase, we weren't well known in the town at all, because we lived on the outskirts of town, probably 20 miles out. So we really didn't know the downtown people in Osceola. We were outcasts or whatever you want to call us. It just took us a while for them to accept us. And I think the building itself, because it's such a staple in the community, that it kind of made them helped us incorporate or get ourselves involved in the community a lot easier because they accepted us along with the building. But there was 2, and I think one was Osprey, and I don't even know if they're in existence anymore, and I forgot what the other one was called.
So one of them are the ones that wrote about Margaret Ann. So right away when we read that Margaret Ann was here and this was her room and she wanted it to be the quiet room and she wanted a pretty bedspread and a rocking chair, we didn't want any bad mojo. So that was like one of the first things we did.
No problem.
Like
You got it.
even on, for long weekends, we made sure that that was taken care of, just because we didn't want any bad mojo.
Okay.
And we joked about it. People would ask, and we would joke about it.
Okay.
Really didn't take it seriously until it got serious.
Okay. So have you documented all? Have you been documenting the stuff that people have been telling you, so you kind of have that history to go with it?
Yep.
Rob has done a great job of kind of collecting all of that information. And we keep it in a 3-ring binder that's on the bookshelf in the main hallway, so that if one of our guests is curious about that sort of thing, they're welcome to take and read that and see for themselves.
The Facebook page. I try to post them on the Facebook page when somebody gives us a review that involves something in that capacity. I try to post that on my Facebook page. And
Okay.
just let them read it and see what they
Oh,
think.
cool. So the information's out there. That's a good thing. That's a real good thing.
Yeah.
That's really
And I
cool.
feel bad now because we forgot to write in that book.
Uh-oh. You're gonna have to
Well,
make
Rob, the information that he gets from you and the investigation that you did, that your group did, he'll put that in the book. So he
Okay.
collects all of that and gets that put in the book. So
Videos and all
everybody's
that stuff,
included.
yeah.
Do you want the link?
Yeah, that would be great.
Oh. I'll send
Okay.
it.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Cool. So
Yeah.
is the building, so tell me, the building itself, did you kind of restore it back to the 1800s? Does it look like it, if I walked up there, it's in 1889?
It looks like it. Yeah, there's some revisions, because we're an Airbnb first. We're not, the haunted aspect. It kind of took us a while to jump onto. I think we've only been doing that for 3 or 4 years,
Okay.
because it's kind of how do you balance that? I don't want to chase off my Airbnb people who want that,
Sure.
who want the history experience. So,
Sure.
yeah, I try to. The upstairs, we try to, like this room here, the dam room, and Jesse James's room. We had access to the Cole Younger's father had when his slaves were emancipated. He moved one of them down here, gave him like 60 to 80 acres. He had a couple children with him, and they called it the Kingdom out off of the highway. But anyways, I was good friends with the owners of that property. So, and she loved her prairie grass, and cedar trees are the enemy for prairie grass. So she had all the cedar trees cut down. So I was like, why not make them all into a bunch of slats? So I took all the cedar trees down to the Amish, had all the slotted, and now the ceiling's all cedar trees from the Kingdom itself out there off the highway, which I think is really cool.
Oh, that's really cool. That's a great
yeah.
idea. Cool.
We're trying to stay as close as we can. We got the Forgotten Realm, or the Forgotten Wing, that'll be opening up hopefully in mid-July.
Okay.
A lot of cleaning up there. That was kind of the catch-all and everything. We had a roof ripped off last year. It caused a bunch of water damage, especially in that back half. It took out some of these rooms, like the Tom Mix room. It took out Tom Mix room. Took out a bunch. We ended up getting those back up, but that back half was never truly touched since we lived here.
Okay.
And we're just kind of cleaning that up now, and just so people can have the experience of, because there's been nobody back there since the 70s.
Okay.
And it hadn't been updated, in the 70s. I mean, I'm still replacing floorboards that were pulled up so they could put plumbing when water first came to Osceola back there.
Gotcha.
So it's just a really neat area back there that we're going to get cleaned up and open that up. And I'm hoping for a late July open.
Okay.
And that would just be open to paranormal investigators. We're not even going to Airbnb that. We'll just keep that door locked, because it's not going to be, that's probably not something.
It's stuff that we wouldn't mind investigating, but it's not really somewhere that somebody would probably want to stay.
Yeah.
So, but we
Okay.
do have Carolyn Grimes, the Quiet Room, and of course Jesse's room are period correct. We try to keep the furnishings as period correct as we can throughout the building, except for Tom Mix and Sally Rand, because we modeled those things after them. Jesse's room is period correct. We went back as far as we could, and the strange thing is we have 101 photos of the outside of the hotel from the beginning of time until now. We have
Mhm.
got
One
One?
confirmed, two, I doubt that
Yeah.
is the
we've
inside of
got
this building.
one picture from a couple that was here on their honeymoon, and they took a picture, and it's just of the fire escape, because it's a rope on a cast iron hook that's
Oh, sure.
Don't
Yeah.
throw the
Slide
rope up.
down, you slide down it. Yep.
at
Yeah.
the very corner of their bed, and the rope for the fire escape,
Right.
and that, which is so silly, because it was a staple of the community. They did many things here. There was a restaurant in the basement. They had weddings. They had celebrations, birthdays, anniversaries. Different organizations would hold their meetings here, and we have no pictures.
Wow.
So we did visit a lot of other hotels that were built in that same era to get an idea of what Jesse's room would have looked like, as far as like the walls and that sort of thing. And I think Rob did an excellent job. It's beautiful.
It is. It is beautiful.
Well, you don't get an open floor plan with a hotel. It's all walls and doors. That's the way that works, for sure.
Well, we always giggle because, somebody will say, "Oh, the room is so small." That's the size. The rooms that aren't that small is because we took a wall out. We opened,
Gotcha.
but that's what they were. They were, for sleeping while you were traveling.
Sure.
Lay your head.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, even the younger's room over there, when you step through that doorway back to where the bed is, there's like 2 feet, and that's it. Like, it's really a small area.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Good.
There was
I
a
wanted to
period
share
of
this.
time I was supposed to sleep back there. Do it.
They'll sleep back in the forgotten wing, or the bat wing, as they called it.
I agree with them. I'd sleep up there too. What the heck? I mean, ghost hunting, it's something that Brenda and I would do 24 hours a day if we could, but that's not going
Right.
to happen.
Yeah.
So tell me, how do I want to ask this? The famous people there, do you know of any? I'm going to get a little off subject here with the paranormal. And maybe not. Was there any shootouts or anybody did you know of that was killed in a hotel that could be part of the haunting?
So there was a card game that was played in the back, and a gentleman was shot and documented died underneath the stairs on the main floor. Laura with Patriot, who is the historian, I tell you what, she tracked down a couple of deaths here at the hotel that were in the newspapers. But I think just Margaret, you found Margaret's information.
Yeah, Margaret died of a lung disease back in the early 1900s. Like she said, it's not like a card game in that back corner, which is now our living area. It's not like there's a shootout occurred there. 2 subjects were shot, the one subject shot, fled, and took off out the north entry. And the documentation just said that he died out front, didn't get out of the building, but died in the front portion of the building.
Okay.
So when we bought the place, some places had really nice flooring, other places didn't. Back to the original flooring. So
Okay.
the whole front portion, over the years, there was like 2 inches of overlayment, new flooring put in, hard, plywood, all that stuff for new linoleum and so forth. And I just really wanted to take it down to its original wood, and I want to see what I had for original wood underneath that original layment. So we spent probably a week ripping up all that old floor or ripping up the 2-inch overlayment, and got down to the real floor, and that floor was beautiful. I mean, beautiful standard to this standard. It's probably not, it needed buffed and cleaned up and resanded and all that stuff. But during the teardown of it, we end up coming across the stain at the front of the building that's like a really good size. It's probably
Okay.
bigger than a basketball, but I almost feel like because of how it went underneath the steps that whoever, if he was getting toward the front of the building, I feel like that'd be the first place he'd try to rest. If he knew he was getting ready to go down from the shot,
Okay.
he'd try to rest. And right there where I feel like he would have fell, there's a good puddle there that I spent, I resanded all the floors, and I spent a little bit too much time sanding that area to try to get that stain up because I didn't know at that time what it was. And then it just kind of started clicking on me and all this stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Obviously, I ain't going to ruin this flooring because I sand too much. I'm going to take the nails out and have issues there. So I'm like, we're just going to clear cut over it and, let the story. But it was covered by, when I ripped up that flooring, I ended up finding newspaper that they would have used for underlayment under the old linoleum. And I ripped up the asbestos linoleum. And under that, I found felt newspaper under there, I think dated 1933.
Wow.
So, the floor had been covered up for almost 80 years.
Sure.
That stuff.
Sure. So, and the thing is about linoleum, believe it or not, the Titanic had linoleum in it because in 1912, 1911, it was the most popular thing in the world. So not unusual. We tore up my mom's house. We tore the linoleum up. We found newspapers from 1950s in there under the linoleum. So understand that. I got one more quick question. I'll turn it back over to Brenda here. So do you think the remodel that you've been doing has caused more activity? And have you heard gunshots? So I'll kind of do it.
I don't know that we've heard gunshots. Is that what you said? Gunshots?
Yeah.
I don't think we've heard gunshots.
Okay.
And I don't know that it's stirred up more activity. I think it's gained their trust in us.
Okay.
I think my theory, which is all it is, right, is that the interaction that Rob had and Sally Rand's, I feel was a warning to try to scare us off.
Okay.
The hotel had been through several hands. The last owners had wanted to turn the hotel into a battered women's shelter, and so they had different organizations and businesses or people could sponsor a room. And so everything was just kind of in disarray. And I feel like they were just fed up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
they're, I believe they choose to be here. And I don't think they were happy with what had been going on. And I think restoring it to the best of our abilities, and having guests, I think I think it's made them happy.
Okay. So that brought them back out. That's an interesting theory because usually it's the other way around. Doing it stirs it up. Okay.
Me working up here, I probably spent the most time working around here and stuff. You always catch stuff out of the corner of your eyes and so forth. And, there's been a few little prankster things that I feel I couldn't explain away. But I think for the most part, I try not to look too deep into that kind of stuff since it is my home. You know what I mean? That's like when you guys were here, I kind of wanted no part of investigating, because I don't want, because I got to be here.
Don't investigate your own home. Don't ever do that. Don't.
Yeah, nope, and I won't. That's why I'll come out, do my introduction. If you need anything, holler at me, but I won't be coming to help it. I won't be coming to assist or see what everybone's doing. No, I don't think it's odd that I could go to someone else's house and do it. Yes.
Yeah. Please avoid investigating your own home. Never do that. That's never a good thing.
Yep, that's been my motto since day one. Nope. So I don't try to look for something goofy happens, like my batteries end up somewhere where they ain't supposed to be, and I never would have put them there. That kind of stuff that happens. My DeWalt tools and stuff. The batteries they'll end up moving to a different room or something, and or the latest one that was really interesting was so Margaret Ann's history. She used to be the caretaker here and all that stuff, and it's rumored that she was really stern and so forth. Anyway, so I'm in Carolyn Grimes' room. I do the flipping after the Airbnb stuff gets over with, and the last incident I had was I was cleaning out Carolyn Grimes' room, and I went in there and like normal, I take the key out of the door and I set it on the dresser while I'm doing the cleanup. And I go to do the cleanup and I go into the bathroom there in Carolyn's room and there's no toilet paper. I'm like, oh man, I got to go get toilet paper. We were out in our upstairs hall, so I had to go downstairs to get a roll of toilet paper. I come upstairs with a package of toilet paper, and there's a roll of toilet paper sitting on the keys that I set on the dresser in Carolyn Grimes' room. And I'm like,
Helpful.
hey, that like
Yeah, they're really
just-
helpful.
kind of stuff that they're just letting us know, hey, we're here. This
Yeah.
kind of a reminder. And the first thing I do is get on the horn with her, and I got to tell her, I'm like, you will not believe this.
Yeah. Like, what do I do? I said, tell her thank you. She's doing her job. She's helping you.
Yeah.
Tell her thank you.
You don't need to investigate. It happens around you all the time, so you're good.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I do a really good job compartmentalizing the hotel and our home. And so I've tested some equipment on the hotel side. Typically, I'll bring it upstairs because if I'm working with guests or that sort of thing, I'm up here, but I don't like hang out up here. And so I will there, absolutely not in my home, in my living space, because that's my home. So I can compartmentalize it a little bit, but he did give me new headphones for Estes, and I wouldn't do that here.
Okay.
So
All right.
yeah.
Go ahead, Brenda. I'm finding this
Well-
so fascinating. And
On that part of it, we did ask Teresa to investigate with us for a little bit, only because she kept referring to Margaret Ann as Maggie, and she had said that Rob was like, maybe she don't like it. So I'm like, do you want to investigate with us? Maybe we can get an answer whether she does like it or she doesn't like it. And so that was why we asked, and then we went into Carolyn Grimes' room for a little bit, but that was it. But yeah, that was mainly the reason why I asked Teresa if she wanted to do it, because I, did like get her some answers. We did figure out she does not like to be called Maggie. We told you that. She likes to be called Margaret or Margaret Ann. So if you guys want interaction, you might try calling her Margaret. And the
I
other
typically do call her Margaret. I had called her
I don't know where she got
Maggie
Maggie.
to not calm him down, but just to kind of lighten the mood. And when he came back with, don't call her that, we don't know if she likes it.
The vibe I get from her is she's
Very
prim and proper, and I'm
yes.
like, prim and proper ain't gonna ask for a Maggie to be called Maggie.
she is. I made sure, like, when we were investigating, I made sure I knocked on her door and I said, hello, it's Brenda, like, we're coming in. Like, I did it every time. No other room, just hers. I felt that I needed to do that, and I was able to walk in, and we were able to do different things in there. But she is very stern. I went to walk in the Sally Rand room before we even got started. And as I stepped through the threshold, I got this feeling like, what are you doing in here? I'm not done. The room is not ready. And I was like, okay, my bad. I just kind of like left. I was like, sorry. And it was like that, kind of like throughout the location. Anytime we walked in, and we were just met with, like, what are you doing? Like, you shouldn't be in here, and we would just be like, okay, we'll come back. Like, we'll let you do your job and we'll come back. But yeah.
Spend time before investigators come, letting them know that you are coming and that they are welcome to speak with you, and let them know that they're here if they should choose. I try to do that. We had a couple come, and they're like, we know that there's spirits here, but we start to get some interaction, and then somebody else comes forward and is like, you got to stop. This is not what this is for. We're not supposed to be doing this. And it took a couple times before I realized, oh, I had told them no. In 2011, right before we moved, I told them no. And so I make sure to go through the hotel and let them know that
Sure.
they're free to communicate and to speak with you and let you know that they're here. So
Okay.
hopefully that helps.
And Margaret and Birdie are the besties. They're the best of friends.
Hmm.
So on her bed in her room.
Yes.
Yeah. So
She really likes her space.
yes, Kathy had said I had went in there to do an Estes in Margaret's room, and Kathy said, "Can we sit on your bed?" And Misty was like, "Yeah." She's like, "We're old ladies and we need to sit down." And about that time, Kathy almost doubled over in pain and felt she needed to leave the room. Like that was the wrong thing to ask. Like you did not ask that. And I did sit down on Margaret's bed. I said, "Please let me sit down. I want to try to talk to you." And I was okay. But yeah, that was not the thing to do. Like the more respect you can show Margaret Ann, the more she'll interact with you.
Yeah,
And she loves dowsing rods. Like she loves to talk to you using dowsing rods.
Interesting.
very good.
And I had her spinning the one in my left hand, and Bertie was spinning the one in my right hand. And I had them stop and made them go the opposite way. They were having a blast. They thought that was the best.
Hmm.
They thought that was the best thing ever. And I'm so sad that I don't have audio to back that up. But so, but anyway, yes, the cat ball went off on the bed.
So I'm curious to know about Patriot Paranormal here. Ryobi batteries versus DeWalt. Why? So
Bye, Ryobi.
yeah,
I'm a Hawkeye, black and yellow, right?
Yeah.
DeWalt,
So
black and yellow Hawkeye.
why do they favor the DeWalt batteries? That's interesting. I'm gonna bring some just to see if I can get something to happen now. Fire.
Yeah, maybe Patriot can enlighten us on that one. Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, you guys. I will never be able to say it enough. You have to go check it out. Even the historical aspect, the building is beautiful. They've done a lot of work and care. And then you see like the banister, which you guys said is original. So then you're like, ooh, you're like, Jesse James could have touched that, or like Carolyn Grant, like anybody is like, ooh. So then like you're running your hand up it, and then you're like, oh well, maybe they use the railings. I don't know. They just said it's a battery competition. I guess we're gonna have to figure it out.
I'm gonna
They
bring
like
one.
their Ryobis and Rob likes his DeWalt's.
Oh, okay. I'll have to bring one of each and see if I can get something to react.
I was gonna say you guys are gonna have to like film that, see which one drains faster, like the whole 9 yards.
Oh. Don't give him and Eric any ideas. Like,
Yeah. So you guys have merch, obviously. It's in your stuff. You guys got a brand new T-shirt. I told them to go get one before we started so they could do that.
Cool.
see that? Okay.
Yep, that's cool. I can see the hotel.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's so.
And then
Yeah,
match front.
that's cool. I like
We
it.
try to
Yeah.
have historic T-shirts and the haunted. We try to keep it as separate as we can. All the merch is together, but we do operate as an Airbnb and VRBO, and we stay pretty busy, which surprises a lot of people because it's just Little Osceola. And so if you want to investigate the hotel, we welcome anybody and everybody to do that. We have a little bit of a process because we live here and it's our business. We run it as Airbnb and VRBO. But if you want, the full hotel, all they have to do is get a hold of Rob through the Haunted Commercial Facebook page, Haunted Commercial Hotel. And he'll get you that information and they can sign that out. Get that filled out and we'll find a date that works for everybody.
Okay.
You're welcome, to come in and rent a room. We just don't allow investigation beyond your room when hotel guests are here.
Okay.
Because, we don't want to creep them out.
Sure.
And so we're not trying to hurt anybody's feelings or keep anybody from coming. We just are trying to be respectful of our other
Okay.
guests that are here and
Sure.
still accommodate, the
And it's
people
not a
that are-
whole lot more, you're paying for one room where for a little bit more, you could get the whole building, you could get
Gotcha.
20 or 30 rooms, have
Sure.
full access to everything and just do it the right way. And we sit there and hide and be quiet on the stuff. And
Uh-huh.
otherwise we're, doing everyday life things around the building as the Airbnbs operate. So
Okay.
basically if you're booking through Airbnb or VRBO, it's for a visit. Contact us through commercial and we'll figure out how to get you in here for an investigation kind of thing.
Okay. So no jump scares or nothing like that. You're not hiding in the
No,
closet.
no.
please
Uh-uh.
There really isn't any. I mean, really, the only place you could even hide to do a jump scare would be in the shower room upstairs,
Yeah.
because everything else, I mean, yeah. So, you have your T-shirts. You guys just had a new book come out. What's that about?
So Richard Sunderworth is a gentleman that lived here in Osceola. He was a historian. He was a wonderful gentleman and shared a lot of the history of the hotel and of the town with us. And he wrote a book, The Burning of Osceola. He's since passed away. The book, I don't believe, is in print anymore.
It's out of print.
And so as we're able to get our hands on them, as we come across them, we grab them up so we can sell them here at the hotel. But Richard was
Covers it all.
Yeah,
the whole area he just covers it. Civil War, all the way down to the little lore stories. One whole chapter to the commercial hotel, all the way back. But when the steamboat started rolling into town, back when it was just a log cabin building. So the whole the chapter covers a lot of the stuff that just happened in this area. And this area is just for little old St. Clair County, which I think is 5,500 population. Man, this place was pretty significant when it come to the border wars and what was going on in Missouri during the Civil War.
Okay.
So yeah, and he befriended us. He was really good to us to share those stories. Him and Jim Naylor. Jim Naylor has also since passed away. Jim used to own the hotel. He started out in the restaurant, and somebody else owned the hotel, and he ended up purchasing it from them. And so he ran both for a while, and it was kind of a boarding house. People would stay long term when Jim had it, and so he shared a lot of stories and about the hotel and the people and and of Osceola. So they really went out of their way to help us understand the history and the importance of the things that have happened here and how that's played out into where we are today. And so I just have a lot of love and respect for those two gentlemen for sharing all of that with us early on, not knowing us from Adam. They were really great men.
Cool.
We were very lucky to have known them. So
Yep, she says they advertised rooms for rent that you could stay long term. That's
yeah. I can't imagine, because we opened up the rooms, so the dam room was two rooms. So to live in these little rooms just blows my mind. But they did. And Jim, typically they were older or they were younger and they were working in the restaurant, and he let him live in one of the rooms. But he would make sure that they were fed every day and all of that fun stuff. He took care of them. So
Okay.
it's kind of
Cool.
cool.
They both said that Rob should have been modeling the T-shirt.
Hey
Should
now.
have.
Hey now. Pearson starting their stuff.
And his batteries are bigger than yours.
Yeah. The Ryobi batteries are bigger, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. And then, so to go on with that, when they do rent out for an investigation, they get use of sleeping in a room.
Yep.
Right. So you get
Yeah. Yeah, we're old. We want to sleep.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make sure, especially when you're coming from far away, we want you to sleep before you leave. We want you to be safe going home. And so pick a room, sleep in it. Don't make the bed so we know which ones we're flipping. And
Okay.
we try to make it as easy as possible for investigators. And we do have a horde of Heck and Lively hounds. We do try to keep them as quiet as possible. And I think they, for the most part, they do pretty good. Once you're in and everybody's settled, they're usually pretty good. So we try to hold it down. And
I was
Okay.
going to say, I didn't even hear them the next morning when you guys took them out.
oh, good.
Yeah.
You try.
Good.
Yeah.
That Great Dane is like a horse. He gets
I
so
know, but he is such a gentle soul.
Yeah.
So
He
spooky doopy,
he's the
spooky
best.
doopy,
Yeah,
spooky
he's so good.
doopy. Lord have mercy. Don't break the bed. I don't know what that means, but okay.
Laura broke our bed on her first investigation.
Sally Rand's bed.
Yeah,
not our
Sally
bed.
Rand's bed. Yeah, not our bed.
Oh.
Sally Rand's bed.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. She felt awful. She sent a message the next morning. They had already gone, explaining that, there was an accident and she broke the bed and they'll pay for it and whatever. And I didn't text back right away because I was, in my mind, it's kind of wear and tear, right? It's going to happen. And I knew that she didn't like cannonball onto the bed.
Hmm.
And thankfully, the gods shone upon us and they had video, and it is the best video in the whole entire world. And she just very gently sits on the bed and it collapses. Eric edited it, slowed it down so you can see her facial response, and you see Eric peek through the door. Yeah, it's one of my favorite things of all times.
Oh, that is
If I'm
hilarious.
having a bad day, we just go and look at that video because it's priceless.
Yeah, they're still laughing at it. That's funny.
Yeah.
And then
Shared it. They shared the video, so I thought that
Oh,
was
that's
great
out there.
too. So
what is the
Mhm.
hours for the investigation?
investigation hours
5 to 11.
5 to 11, 5 at night till 11 in the morning.
Okay.
So
So that is
you
a
have plenty of
long
time
time.
to check
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Helps with that next post-day investigation hangover. That's what I've been getting. I don't know about you guys.
It's called
Getting out of-
paranormal hangover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
getting out, you know,
Paranormal. That's what we call it in our world is paranormal hangovers.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
it's rough. It ruins my Sundays. Just trying
Right?
to catch up on sleep, It's like, so it's
Yeah.
like, you know what? Let's just let them sleep in.
Yeah.
They can
Yeah.
call
Yeah.
it early night and they can sleep till 10 or 11 o'clock, and then, ain't no reason to rush out. I got to flip the room anyway.
They are fantastic hours. Tim, do you have any other questions?
Well, and so you're with you do paranormal investigating, but not in your own home. So tell us a little bit about where you've been and what you experienced in those places.
So, we are part of Patriot Paranormal. I got to join in January, which I was really grateful for. Rob knew that I was a closeted empath, and the opportunity came up, and he's like, I think Teresa would love to do that. And I was really mad at
She
him.
was. She was.
I
She's
was
mad
really
at me,
mad at
Laura.
When am I going to have time to do that? I really like and respect these people, and now I have to be like, no, I'm not doing that. But I did it, and I'm so glad that I did. Laura and Rochelle, Eric and Tim, they helped me um, uh, with my abilities, and they help. I follow poor Eric around, asking about every piece of equipment and
Sure.
why they choose to put this there and whatever, so I can learn and help. I did learn to turn the cat balls on when I put them down. That was awful. But I've loved it. We went to a private residence, which was wonderful. To speak with the owner there, she was amazing, and she actually investigated with us for a little bit. And so just kind of comparing notes with her, and seeing her home was wonderful. We went to, gosh, where all have we been?
I know where I've been. I know.
Missouri State.
Yeah,
Missouri State Penn.
MSP.
We went to
Emmaus.
Emmaus. We went to Wendyville. Wendyville was a total like mind-breaking experience. The Rice Tremonti house. Loved that experience.
Going to the Beatty Mansion here the 20th again.
Yeah.
Second time.
So that'll be my first.
Yeah.
I respect what PPC, Patriot Paranormal, does, in that they're wanting to get the history of not just the spirits, but of the location,
Sure.
and keep that story going. And so, like, it's the best of both worlds for me, because they get to learn about all of these great places. The Rice Tremonti house, I still, every time I run into somebody that will let me talk about paranormal and history, I talk about the Rice Tremonti house, just because what they did to make sure that home stood while all of this commercial business was being built all around their acres, is just amazing to me. And then there was the first Beatty, and I wasn't able to go, and I paid, and I was like, I don't need a refund or anything like that. Like, I'm not worried about that at all. Take somebody else, let them go. And they said, well, what about Rob? And I was like, oh, that'd be great. I think he would like it. And so he was like, yeah, I'll go. And he really liked it.
Oh.
I think he gets to use his investigative skills from law enforcement. He gets to laugh and have a great time with everybody, because they've got a great sense of humor.
That's that camaraderie again that you miss sometimes.
Yeah.
Good group of people.
Yeah. And
Cool.
so, we're really, I'm really proud to be part of PPC, and to have Rob on there too, and doing it together has been a lot of fun. So, they're
Cool.
great.
So
So,
I am going to ask a question now, because Spooky Dookie says Rob has no fear. So, Rob, on your investigations, is there somewhere that gave you that scare? And can you tell us about it?
So I need you to answer whether Steve's going to be singing to me in the background or not.
I don't know.
I'm
If
sure
it's
he is.
something in the immediate, like there was an incident at Beatty where something immediately was happening. It was unexplained. I could not figure it out in the moment. I got away, turned around, reassessed, and just kind of had to gather myself. But there's something in the moment I can't explain. I will get away and try to
Okay.
figure it out from a distance.
From a distance.
But
Okay.
I'm far from not scared of anything. I mean, it
They're-
just, I had
They're saying that you're the paranormal Chuck Norris. Interesting.
I
That's
cannot confirm nor deny.
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
So
We-
do you spin kick ghosts or no? I'm teasing.
No, there was a bat incident in the hallway where nobody wanted to shut the door, so the bat couldn't come in. So
Oh,
uh, Steve started singing "You're My Hero" or something to that effect, and it just I know. I walked down to the hall and shut the door.
no,
Looked
I
at my
got
feet
you.
the whole way, so I didn't see the damn thing flying above my head.
We ran into
Yeah.
we was in Indiana State. We ran into more bats than what you'll ever met. It was amazing. So I do have one more quick question. I love the picture behind you there. The
Okay.
story, your picture, the ore above it. Is there any significance to why that ore is in the room? Is there?
This is the dam room that we're currently in right now.
Okay.
So the dam was built in like 1930s, and here in Osceola, and it was a pretty hot spot because the Osage, the Sac Osage River is the main tributary to Truman Lake. So
Okay.
it's like the largest body of water going into feeding Truman Lake. Anyways, that
Mhm.
dam there stopped all, everything from going upriver past it. And down here, the Truman Lake area, they got what's called the spoonbill, and they're a migrating fish, kind of like a salmon or so forth. And a lot of the memories of that is back in those days, there was not a season where now there's like a 6-week season or something like that.
Oh, okay.
These fish get humongous. Like the world record, the state record is like 150 pounds. But these
Okay.
fish will come up, migrate upriver, and they'd stop at the dam, and they couldn't get any further. So you got all these 150-pound fish, just sitting there stacking up right there, and these people just sit down there and snag them up. So fishermen were coming from all over the place to come and get them here, and
Oh, okay.
and there was a power plant and all that stuff, and it seems like no matter what you do around here, the dam just continually gets mentioned. The dam had to be tore out when they put Truman in back in the 70s. They tore it
Oh.
out, so it just kind of opened all that up. So now spoonbill is still pretty popular around here.
Mhm.
It's a plankton eating fish that just runs around kind of like a basket
Sure.
shark with your mouth
Sure.
wide open. So
Mhm.
you can't fish it. All you can do is snag it.
Snag it up.
So they have like a March 15th to April 30th season every year. And it attracts a lot of people. I mean, our banks are just lying down here. Our boat ramps are full for those 6 weeks. And
Wow.
kind of the significance, the bank dam, it brought a lot of commerce to the city and to the area, and the fishing habitat and so forth. And the citizens just really bonded with that dam. So we figured we would, everywhere we went, we'd hear about the dam. So it's like, let's just make a room commemorating the dam. So we
Okay.
grabbed little things from the dam, like above the ore is can't see it up there, but it's an actual old reed pole. Yeah, you can see it there. When we've got a portion of the building,
Okay.
it wasn't the Underground Railroad. We got a dirt floor portion.
Okay.
Sorry, that's sarcasm.
I got you. I
I
got you.
was told to behave. I'm sorry. Anyways, that cane pole was found in the dirt floor when we was clearing out the dirt floor. I was back there cleaning up and so forth.
Okay.
Because we're kind of built on a hill, so our back portion of the building is 3 stories. Our front portion is 2 stories above ground, and the
Okay.
third story is actually a dirt floor area on the front. Anyways, I was cleaning that area out and come across that old cane pole sitting there. So we hung that up there, and just pictures of the old dam are sitting around here.
With
Well,
the
that's
cane,
cool.
this is my favorite, one of my favorite stories, and I'll try to make it quick. I'm really sorry. So Rob was putting the insulation in the dirt rooms, and he came across in the dirt a sandwich board that said fish dinner, 50 cents, the bamboo pole, and a grappling hook. And I got really excited because the hotel had been owned by a bazillion people before it was owned by us, and she saved us a gift. I went to work the next day. Then I worked full time at a salon. And next door was a thrift store. It wasn't really a thrift store, but a resale store. And Lynette Bullock owned it. And Lynette Bullock used to own the hotel. And so she came over to the salon and said, "Hey, Teresa, you are going to think I'm goofy, but I have something that belongs to the hotel. And last night it told me it needs to come home." I was like, all right.
Oh, cool.
So the next day, she brought the back half of that sandwich board, which was a lunch plate, for what,
35 cents.
35 cents.
A fish dinner on one side.
Wow. That's
So
cool.
Yeah, they would hire young men, to wear those signs on front and back, and then they would walk the square and ring a bell to let everybody know what the dinner special was for the day. And when Carolyn Grimes was here doing a meet and greet, Rob was telling that story to an older gentleman, and he said, "Well, I have the original bell." And so about a week later, he brought the original bell. So now we have like the whole set, the sandwich boards and the bell, and it's
cool.
one of my favorite stories.
Brenda, you may have seen us on display there in the cook
Yep.
stove.
My shoulder.
Oh,
Yep.
did you?
Yep. It's pretty cool. We got pictures.
Well,
So
It's pretty
sorry.
Right.
It's got the old
No, that's-
square
no,
on
that's
it, and
fine.
made of brass and everything.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
I
Well,
didn't know.
I love you. I love you talking about the history and the community getting involved and bringing you the history of the hotel and stuff like that. It's really cool. That's really a cool thing.
Yeah.
That really is, and that might be help part of what in the paranormal world they call trigger objects. That
Okay.
bringing stuff in like that may be an influence to help paranormal or get paranormal to react. So that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
possibility.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't
never
use
thought of them
so
like that. That's really cool.
And we-
yeah, and that
We've
might
been
be,
able to acquire some of the old furniture because back in the 90s when Jim Naylor sold the place, he had an estate auction and pretty much sold everything that wasn't bolted down. And we've been able to slowly reacquire some of that furniture. And that's just the fun part. If somebody hollers at us and says, we got something from the old commercial, we start doing our research. And if we can confirm that it's from the old commercial, we try to do everything we can to get it back here. I mean,
Sure.
we've come across another one, the actual skeleton key to Jesse James's room that
Mhm.
actually still works in the skeleton door, the skeleton key door, coffee cup from back in the 50s. We got
Mhm.
a dinner card from back in the 50s, and then a couple big buffets and so forth that are original pieces.
Okay.
Keep a little matchbook.
Yeah.
Sure. I know you guys mentioned earlier that you put stuff back. You're trying to bring it back, and you think the spirits are happy with what you're doing. So bringing that stuff in might be more of an incentive for spirits to actually react because they're seeing things that used to belong to them, or they know about the time frame and so forth. So
Yeah.
that's why I mentioned that because that's really cool.
Very cool. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Man, we got a second to the cafe and cheese lattes and Scotty lattes. You're oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. We can do hot dogs. So
We'll do hot dogs
we can do hot dogs. Yeah.
with a cheese latte.
And a cheese latte. Yeah. You gotta pay homage to old cottage cheese. So yeah.
You guys have a sold out event coming up.
We do, which is really exciting. It's our first event. That's what the hot dog roller is for. One thing you should know about Rob, he doesn't do anything small. Patriot, of course, is running the event here at the hotel. We're really excited. And they were like, snacks go over really good. So Rob got a commercial sized hot dog roller.
Mm.
So we will definitely have hot dogs and other snacks that night. We're really excited. 25, we wanted to limit it to 25. So everybody got a good experience. We're really proud that it sold out as quick as it did. We were like, I don't know if we can get 25 people here. But we did, and we're really excited.
Cool.
A little blurb on that. If somebody tells you they got tickets for sale, they're scammers.
They don't
No.
have tickets.
Yeah.
All our tickets I create them virtually in numerical order. And so, yeah, if you didn't get the ticket from me,
And
it's
they're
going to be fake. And I can,
personalized.
so trust me, I said that I hate it. You got to flip on the no comments to this post. And I like to hear what the people are saying. But because of these
Okay.
scammers,
Yeah.
So
can't
Patriot
Yeah.
says an investigation in Glizzy's for $40. You can't beat that.
Beat it.
can't be.
All right,
It's
go
a
ahead,
big
Kim. Sorry.
Like
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
I noticed that ESP said you need to give that hot dog machine a test run somewhere. So I think they're trying to get you on the road here. to make a trip.
I think we're taking it to Beatty.
Yeah, it'll be a beat.
I got you.
Be slinging
I
dogs
got
at
you.
Beatty. So
There you go. That'll work.
gotta
No,
love
I-
friends.
Yeah. I enjoyed talking with you guys. The history of the place, you're bringing all the history back. So you said there were two log cabins side by side. I gather they're not there anymore. They're
No,
gone.
that was burnt down during the raid. But it's
Oh,
why our
okay.
lot is so wide. We're
Okay.
we're the only building on the square that's not connected to the building
Okay.
next to it, and that's why
Okay.
we have this wider plot, which has
Okay.
been great for us and the
Oh,
dogs.
gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah. So and
Okay.
we it's been a relief. There was a building towards the other end of the block that had some structural insecurities, and they closed everybody off. Everybody had to evacuate, but we didn't have to because we weren't connected. And if it were to fall, it wouldn't fall far enough to affect us. So we were really glad
Okay.
to be disconnected from everybody else. And it's nice to have a little side yard.
grass.
Yeah,
Unless it's time to mow when it rains every 4 days.
yeah, that's good.
Gotcha. Cool. I really enjoyed talking to you guys. I really have. I want to come down there now more than I did before. My grandson was graduating, so I didn't make it down there, so I had to take care of him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So as far as that goes, but you're making the place sound really, really intriguing. So I'm going to have to make a trip down there one way or another. Maybe Brenda and I'll come down and stop out front, and you'll feel sorry for us and give us a hot dog in July. So.
Heck yeah. Yeah, it'll be nice to bring Brenda and the girls. It'll be good to see them again. I really enjoyed getting to meet them and spend a little bit of time with them while they were here. So it was great. So thank you for choosing to spend some time with us and get to know our spirits here at the commercial. We appreciate
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. We're always looking for like the new little hidden gems anyway. You know, it just makes it great because they're just as worthy as
Correct.
you know.
And I do love like the big structures like Emmaus, huge. And MSP, huge. And I love those big structures, but there's something special about going somewhere a little bit smaller and getting to really spend time in areas and get to know the spirits that are there. That I think is really cool. I think both experiences are really great, but I do I do really like getting to spend more time in one area.
Okay.
But I always take a good excuse to go back to MSP and Emmaus. So
Definitely.
Well, we'll be ready because the BD Mansion is not small.
No.
I'm excited. I'm not excited for
It's
the
huge.
bats, but I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, and the
It's
funny
huge.
part about it is the bat is in the basement.
Yeah.
Not
You'll have-
upstairs. The bats are in the
Yeah,
basement.
you'll have to go down and shut the door like I did because I was a hero. So
There you go. Was there someone singing to you?
No.
no,
No.
I
we
missed
didn't.
that now.
We didn't sing.
So from now
Maybe
on,
a
I'm
little
not
screaming.
I'm not
It could have been
blocking
so
off
much
the
more
bats
with little
unless somebody sings to me. Okay, the bats
Maybe
gonna
we
stay
can
with
Right.
us.
get to record it,
Yeah.
and then when
Yes,
you go
sir.
to save people from the bats, you can just play Dukers.
Once you hear it, it's always in your head from that point forward. So
Okay,
I'll make sure that we are singing to him when he's on
There you go.
a save us mission.
you're
Oh,
welcome
I'm gonna-
to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to learn that Chuck Norris spin around back kick if I'm gonna hit that bat. So I gotta get
All
that.
right. There
It's
we
pretty
go.
impressive.
I'll hurt
You
something.
guys are on Facebook. Are you on any other platforms?
Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We're most active on
Facebook.
Facebook.
Okay.
But yeah, those three for sure.
Both the
Well,
sites. We got the
Teresa-
historic commercial and the haunted commercial. So it's
Yeah.
double time when I got to update my social media stuff.
Yeah.
Teresa sings a mean version of Stand By Me, so you've been called out, lady.
Uh-oh.
And somebody has you must be talking about you. You have a voice of an angel.
He has the voice of an angel.
He does. Steve does.
So yeah. Anyway, you guys, if you want a book, with them, go to their Facebook page, the Haunted Commercial Hotel. If you want the history side of it, go to the Historic Commercial Hotel.
Perfect.
Yes.
But either way, get out there. I don't care if you're going and investigating or you're just booking the Airbnb for a getaway. There is like a creek, like a half a block away. Like, walk out to the corner of the porch and look, and the water's right there. Plus, you guys told us about a whole bunch of other natural locations right around there. So,
We're in the Ozarks, and so our land here is beautiful. It's beautiful. We're just right on the edge of the prairie. Lowry City is more prairie, and then we get more hilly as we go south, and it's beautiful. So our waterways are fun. We've got some great lookouts, lots of history, some fun little shops, caves. So
Old cemeteries.
Cool.
so lots to do.
yeah. So if you're looking just to get away, go stay there.
Yeah.
And then get out and enjoy nature.
Yes,
Absolutely.
For sure.
It's my favorite spot. As we got the best of both worlds. We live in town, but we're very much in the country. So deer out back, we get deer and possums, raccoons, like all of the little critters. Some fox. It's fun. It's fun.
And now they got a hot dog machine.
Yeah. Now we're just slinging hot dogs off the porch.
Got it all.
They're slinging them. All right. Well,
Good job.
thank you guys so much for being on again. Go check these guys out.
Absolutely.
They've done wonderful things with that place. It's beautiful, and I can't wait to go back and get the whole team down there to do it. And maybe by then the Forgotten Wing will be open, so we can be back there in that as well. But anyway, thank you guys so much for being on. Join us again on Sunday. Go ahead. I'll let you speak.
Thank you for letting us. Yeah, thanks for.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I enjoyed it very much. Very, very much.
Sunday, Tennessee Shadow Chasers. Next Wednesday, Spetro. You guys make sure that you guys are tuning back in. But really, go give these guys a like, follow, check them out, all of that good stuff. Until then, y'all have a great rest of your week.
Yep. I look forward to meeting you. See ya.
Same.
Same here.
Same. Thank you guys.
Thanks.
You're welcome.